Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com creating cards for you. Still having a little bit of audio problems, so I'm pre-recording this tape, and this is Hump Day Sketches. Below, we have sketches from Create with Terry Gaines. So she is supporting us today in all our wonderful ideas of trying to get a sketch that we put together and it looks good. So this is the layout that we are doing today. We have a card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. As you can see, we have a long piece at 2 by 5 1/4. We have 3 layered looks, and that's 2 by 3 3/4, 2 and 3 3/4 by 4.5, 2 5/8 by 4 3/8, and 2.5 by 4 1/4. We have some type of a design that fits in the middle, and then we have our sentiment. So this is what my card looks like today. And I hope you like it. I love this stamp set. Love this stamp set. So it is one that I really wanted to create. I have new color in here, which I think is just really important that we start to put some new colors into what we may or may not know. And then this, I have a piece of vellum on the bottom. Couple of things you can see, I have 2 pieces of the cardstock that are embossed. So I want to go over these cards again. These cards will be on my blog. They're going to be a PDF, and please feel free to go to www.ktstamps.com and you will find my blog, and this PDF will be available for you. So we're going to start off just kind of telling you a little bit about what are the stamp sets that we are using. The main one is Brewed for You, and we're also using the Brewed dies. And that makes up all the sentiments, all the glasses of beer, or if you want to call that a root beer, and you want to call that something else, and you want a big bottle back there that is just dark, you can do whatever you want. On the inside, I just kept with the whole ale deal, and oh, ale yes, and just a cup that's turned over. So we have that. We also have the Quiet Meadows, and it's the Meadows dies that we are using today. And it is this beautiful little tag die. And that is what's making up where we're going to have our sentiment, and then we are just cutting it out with die cut. We are also using this is from Stylish Shapes, and I think, let me find out for sure. I know that I have the circle with me, and now of course I can't find the circle. Okay, oh, that's interesting. I may have to get back to you exactly on what size I used. I feel like I used the big one. Yes, it is the big circle that I used for this. And hopefully by the end of the video, I'll be able to find the circle, the vellum circle. Oh my. Our purple or mauve I think it's Moody Mauve. I did with the Timeworn type embossing folder. And then on my piece of vanilla, this is from the painted texture. Really like both of those looks. So again, I just wanted something a little bit different that looked different. On here, I also have Early Espresso. This is Crumb Cake. And this is new color, okay, and it is called, you know, Pecan Pie. And again, this is done with crumb cake. So that's what we're doing today. Now, as I'm still getting everything out and ready, I forgot, we do have some of our, I think they're blends for skin tones, and we are using the SU200 and the SU100. So we will also be using those. And you know, I cannot find that. Ah, I found it. Found it! Like Susan would say, take a drink of something. Found it. So we're going to clear all this off and begin to put our cards together. So the first thing we are going to do is just score, okay, our card, and then give it a nice crease. All right, and then from there, I also have another piece that I have not. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and it will go in our inside. With this, then I'm bringing in the silicone pad, using my liquid glue, which is my Tombow, and just putting a light cover of liquid glue on, and I'm trying to get the same distance from the top, side, and bottom. Don't those colors look beautiful together? And I think that's what this is called. I can look on my cards real quick. Yeah, it's Moody Mauve. And I really like this color. It's just a nice little color of purple with a lot of red in it, a darker red, etc. All right, this ends up being my pecan piece. And I am going to take my seal and just put my crumb cake on my pecan pie. And as you guys know, when we're dealing with the photo polymer stamps, you really want to have a paper piercing pad available to give it just a little bit of give. As you can see, my hand gives, but this does not give it all. So we want to make sure for a good clean stamp that you have something to put underneath it. I've also heard of like a computer mouse is good. Sometimes I will use my silicone pad and it will turn out well. So anything that you need that you can use. All right, that is what you want to add. So these are our layers. All right, our layers are just going to go again, top, bottom. Not as, it doesn't matter on the sides to me as much, because the whole card is kind of leaning towards the right. Aha! And I just ran out of tape. And from here, all we do is open it, take out the tape, put it in the garbage, bring in our new roll, put the bottom hole, the top hole, this back on top, and now you have everything back together. That's how easy it is to change it. I have a little dark spot down here, so I'm going to put it towards the bottom and cover it up with everything. All right, so now while we're going to wait, we're going to stamp the inside of our card. And you can see that I just went with Oh Ale Yes. I did this in the what is it, espresso, early espresso. Oops. And I don't think that, I'm not taking my own message that I just gave you guys. You will see the difference now. All right, much better. This is what I'm talking about. Here to here. So that's what we're looking for. Just something that will give us a nice solid bottom. Then we're just going to close this up. We're bringing in, we'll use this stamp again. We're bringing in our Momento. Okay, and this is our Momento ink. We got our cup out of the side. I just wanted this card to be playful, so I just turned it on its side and let it look like, you know, glasses are over. We may have had just a little bit too much to drink. Love the way that looks. And then the last thing that just gave it a little bit of shine is using the crumb cake. And yes, my crumb cake is really weird. I do not know what happened, but I just let it be. And now I'm just going to put a piece of scratch paper on the side and just kind of let these go off the side. So that's what the inside of our card looks like. All right, so we're going to come back and use that in just a minute. And this goes to the inside of the card. So we have our inside put together. And then we're going to start the outside. I love this card. I just think this card looks so classy. All right, so I'm going to bring in just the tops so it looks like there is drink in there. And one is for the glass and one is for the mug. Now I've already stamped the mug as I'm putting everything together. I've already stamped the mug, the jar, and the glass. So I'm just going to bring this back in. And with the mug, I wanted it to look like it is a little bit of amber. Oh, wouldn't you know? Get myself really good. And of course, I didn't bring over anything to wipe the stamps off with. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to line it right up there we go. We have one down. Close this, see if I can keep my hands out. Have this color. We got our yellow. And yellow is crumb cake. So, whoops. Mine isn't very sticky right now, so I just added, this is quick, so you can just add a little piece of tape to it. There you go, we're a little sideways, but that will help, and that also kept on. The stamp set. And now we are just going to color the bottle. I'm going to start off with the darker 2 and with the fine tip. And I'm just going to outline. And most of what I'm doing is just outlining the sides. And now I'm going to go in and just outline some of the lines that are on here, and I will do this again. I'm not a very straight line person. There you go. We will use this one again. I'm going to take the flare, and so you guys know this on the bottom tells you exactly, this being the fine point, this being the flare. And I like to go around the outsides first. I'm gonna leave a little lighter in the middle, but I will go around the outsides just a little bit more. If you want it even a little bit lighter, you can take your color remover and use it. Take some away. So I'm going to do about that, and then I'm just going to come back in with my flare and just make some marks. And as it dries, it's going to dry a little bit light, but this way you already have the marks that you need before you put it on your card. If you want to add a little more color to it to make sure that it is a little bit darker, please feel free to do so. It's up to you, it's up to taste. Okay, so that's what the big thing is. So those look great for me. So now what we need to do is cut them out. And today I brought in my little boss, and I'm just gonna cut away on my little boss. Love my little boss. It's just so handy and dainty, and I absolutely love it. And I am forgetting everything today. I brought over, I thought, my embossing pads. Again, I'm going to use my number 1. This is my number 2, but I've already done it. It has a little curve in it, so I'm going to turn it on the other side. And then I have my second number 2. I am going to take my first one, and it's just going to be my jar. And I want to make sure that my number 2 is a little bit shorter than my bottom base. That it helps it go through the little boss a little bit better. Now, I have done this a couple of times and I've been pretty successful without putting a Post-it on here, but please, if you would like to use a Post-it, please do so. And I am just going to push it through. And now I have my jar. Love my jar. Now I have some little lines on the side. If you want to cut those off, you can. The other thing I know is that they're going to be covered, so we may not have to do anything with them. All right. Next, then, will be our glass. So let's bring our glass in so we can cut it, and then maybe I can cut it and the mug at the same time. Woo. It's pretty gutsy if you ask me. Let me see if I can find them now. Here we are. All right, this goes down. I think I'm going to do one at a time. I do not trust myself. All right, and my mug. And all this is done in vanilla. And then we have our glass. That's what it is, our glass. Hold that down as you go through. There we go. Now, for those people who have been watching me for quite a while, you know I'm a girl of bling. I love bling, I love bling, I love bling. So I'm bringing back in my silicone pad, and I decided that I did want to add some bling to this. And this is where I lose stuff. You guys saw me take this one off, right? Okay, do not know where it went to. Do know where it went to. Yes, yes, yes. So I am going to bring in some Stella. And that noise in the background is just my dryer. My stamp room's in the washroom. So it has this little shine to it. So that is how I'm going to add my bling to this today. Just by adding some Stella. And it just shows up so nice. I love Stella. All right. There we go. Whoops. So from here now, we are, and this is where I cut my sentiment out of just a small little piece of paper. Okay, I just have some scraps and just cut it out of that. I'm going to take this now, and I'm just going to put some tape on this and center it and just have it off the top just a little bit. Okay, so be careful about putting tape on top of that. From here, these two, I am going to bring in my dimensionals. I had dimensionals. And just add them on here. Alrighty, this one doesn't want to let go. Wow, I have done this twice now. All right, I'm just putting 3 in a row. Wow. And here we go. I am a dark beer girl. I love my dark beer. The darker, the better for me. I do not know where that was because when I grew up on Bud Light. Oh, today I'm just so surprised I can't even drink it, can't even taste it. Oh. So of course I have expensive tastes. And we are just putting this on the side. So you can see that took away some of our white. This is going to come on the other side. And I'm just going to add some liquid glue here. Put just a little bit on the side here. And a lot over top of this. And then I am going to take a glue dot and stick it to the side. And that's how I'm going to put this on here. And then it doesn't matter that I can just put tape all over this. And I only put it in where the I don't know if you can see the tape, but I don't want to run it up close to the top because you're going to be able to see it. I can put some along the bottom. Oops. Before I throw it. Okay, and that will hold it down. And then I'm just going to center this and stick it down. And there I got my card. It's that easy to do. And it is so sweet. Oh my God, I love that. It's just one of those fun cards to put together. Now, I also brought out envelopes because I wanted to have some envelopes so we could, I like to not have naked envelopes. And I am going to, this one is not very sticky and I do not know what to do about that. Oops. Oops. So from here, we are just on the back. I'm just going to bring, this was not a very good straight down and straight up. That was much better. We're going to turn it over now. And I am just going to use my Momento. And my little glue dots that are stuck to it. And then I am going to bring back in the top of my cup. And add just a little bit of crumb cake. If I don't move these stamps, I will have stamp stuff all over me. Tell me in the comments if you guys do that too. Woohoo! Doesn't look much like a nail, but it looks like a brew. There we go. So now we have everything done. And I absolutely love this card. It is just so much fun, and it is so me. That's what's so amazing. I love the card. I love, 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 love the card. All the dimensions will be below. All the colors will also be below, so you can check it out. All right. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you do something from this sketch, please put it in the comment section of my Facebook. You can also put it at the bottom of my blog. I'd love that too. But you guys, thank you for spending the afternoon with me. Last 30 minutes. And I'm Kevon. I'm from ktstamps.com, and I love creating cards for you. So you guys take care. Have a great hump day, and I will see you next week with a new sketch. Thank you. Happy hump day.